It was the home stretch now. There was only one last major goal left, which was to visit Jasper and Banff National Parks as we returned to the lower 48. That would take us a few more days of driving at our measured pace, including all of the way to the end, or more correctly the beginning, of the Alaskan Highway in Dawson Creek, British Columbia on this day. The weather was foggy and damp as we departed Muncho Lake for our drive through the northern Rocky Mountains.
Want to hit that doing 80 or 90 in the west.
Yeah, remember that fellow was telling us yesterday that the nice thing about this drive was you have some views from up high. He sure wasn't kidding, was he?
So we're at Muffler Repair to Mark's Jeep. Iteration number 3. It has come apart and is vibrating and making a lot of racket.
We are now arriving mile 0 of the world famous Alaskan Highway.
Well, here we are at the beginning. Well, close to the end for us. This is mile 0 of the world famous Alaskan Highway in Dawson Creek, British Columbia. After a dramatic drive over the stormy northern Rockies, we spent the night in Dawson Creek. We dined that evening at Brown's Social House, where the service and food were both excellent. The next morning, day 42 of the trip, we were off to Hinton, which would place us well for an early visit to Jasper and Banff National Parks the next day.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to day 42 of Mark and Ray's Alcan Adventure.
I'm just trying to see what kind of plant that is.
Looks like we found ourselves a small grizzly bear.
We found a young grizzly bear here, right off the side of the road. Ray's over there photographing him. Look at those claws on him. He's just a small one, but he's still got some very mean claws.
I regret I didn't coax that bear into putting the bear claw on the side of my Jeep. And what a memento. This is one old bridge, isn't it?
Well, as you may be hearing, my muffler is broken again. Athabasca River. Isn't the Athabasca one of the native nations for Canada?
So, we're at muffler repair attempt number 4. How are we doing there, Ray?
I think we about got it.
The most exciting event today was the grizzly bear sighting. It was disappointing that he was so emaciated and was likely foraging at the nearby trash can, not a good habit for a bear to pick up. Upon arrival in Hinton, I made another attempt to repair my muffler, which had become rather loud during this leg. We enjoyed the beautiful sunset, then the next morning we were off to nearby Jasper and Banff National Parks.
Welcome to day 43 of Mark and Ray's Alcan Adventure. We are departing the town of Hinton, Alberta, Canada, and are headed to Jarvis National Park. From there we will turn to the south, drive into the adjacent park of Banff National Park.
You can really tell the difference between the two sides. Look at that.
Jasper and Banff National Parks were gorgeous, and though I've edited our videos to de-emphasize it, the roads were quite busy. Leaving there, we headed for our last night in Canada in the town of Cochrane, just outside of Calgary. There we learned that the next day the Calgary Stampede was kicking off. So Ray and I looked at our options and decided to avoid the crowds and head out of Canada due south, which would take us through Glacier Waterton International Peace Park at the Cheap Mountain border crossing.
9,459 miles we've traveled in Alaska and Canada in the last 44 days.
It was an incredible journey. We faced and beat a few small challenges along the road. We met countless interesting people during our travels. We saw so much natural beauty that we both felt sometimes as if sensory overdose might permanently sate our appetite for adventure. But that hasn't been the case. In fact, it only whetted our taste for future experiences. Even now, we are planning future trips out into the wild and remote regions of this amazing planet, which we all share. So get out there yourself and tread lightly so that your children's children will have the same opportunity to live a life worth remembering.